Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am frankly FM84 and this is another episode of An Englishman Abroad, where we are currently out in Indonesia managing Sulut United. So since the last episode where we had a bit of a crazy few games where we lost heavily and won handsomely, you can see that we have continued in a good vein of form. So after the 7-2 win, we drew 3-3 with Ulsan in a bit of a crazy game in the Champions League. We had a 1-0 win in extra time against Persija in the Piala Super Cup. We then started our league campaign with a 3-0 win against PSCS before beating Hanoi FC quite easily 5-1, and then the goals really started to flow again. We got Persib and we beat them away 4-2. We also beat Madura United 6-1 at home. We then went away to China and cannot get past Beijing at all. We lost 6-1 in the Workers' Stadium in the away game. And then to finish off the run of form to come into this game in the first game of the episode, we won 4-2 against Persija and 4-1 against Persipura. So that brings us nicely onto today's games. We are going to be playing Ulsan in the Champions League and Barito Putra in the league. If we have a little look at how the league is going, you can see that we are currently sat top of the Shopee Liga 1. Played 5, won 5 with a goal difference of 15, which is quite impressive. And if we look at the AFC Champions League, you can see that we are playing against Ulsan. So a win against Ulsan will see us through to the knockout phase of the AFC Champions League. Anything less than that will result in us being knocked out. So before we get into any of the match footage, please don't forget to hit the subscribe and like button to help the channel out. But if you've done all of that, we're going to jump straight into that first game and the crucial Champions League game. Okay, so as I said, the first game of the episode is going to be that crunch game against Ulsan, and the lineup that we are going to put out is the same one. We've been just pretty much using the same 11 players at the start of the season. We have Francisco in goal, Adichie, Ardiancia, Michael Douglas and Bakhtiar out right back. We've got Marwanto wide left, Keiki with Mateus Firmino wide right, and Wadi is still playing behind Maya and Mersalim. So, as I said earlier, a win is the only thing that sees us through. A draw or anything else sees us get knocked out. Let's see what happens. Okay, so we get the game up and running, and we've got an throw in early on. Adichie to Keiki. Keiki with the ball in, and there's Ahmed Maya to give us the perfect start. Remember, we need that win. So, getting the goal early on is vital to that. Adichie plays it to Keiki. Keiki with the cross. Maya there with the sticking his toe out to toe poke the ball into the empty net and give us a nice 1-0 lead early on. So 10 minutes on the clock. No more highlights yet, but it looks like a pretty even game on the pitch. So as you can see by the league table at the moment, if things stay like this, we will be qualifying for the knockout phases of the AFC Champions League. Still no more highlights after that first minute goal. But there is one now, as Michael Douglas is going to take a free kick. Plays it forward, it's cut out. Bit of a mistake there. Francisco forced into a good save to turn the ball behind for a corner. And Ulsan are going to swing that corner in, and it's dealt with well at the back post. So no change in the score. A few minutes closer to half time, with 2 minutes added on being played. We get in at half time. Looking at the stats, still a pretty even game. We've had 5 shots, 4 on target. They're 7 and 3. We've had 52% of the possession. So we're not going to change anything at half time. Players are playing quite well, and there's nobody who looks desperately like they need to get off the pitch. And as I'm saying that, Maya scored in the first minute of the first half, and he scored in the first minute of the second half. Firmino with a corner that comes in, goes all the way through, nobody challenges him, and Maya is there to stick that away quite nicely at the back post, and that is a brilliant finish. However, we've got defending to do now in the next highlight. Cross comes in, it's dealt with quite well, and what a finish that is. Kang Tae Hyun, I think that says. He has smashed the ball from about 25 yards. It's gone like a rocket into the bottom corner, and all of a sudden, they're back in the game. But we're on the attack again. Back to Mersalim. And Rafli Mersalim scores a third goal in the game to give us that 2-goal cushion back. Keiki to Wadi. Wadi to Firmino. He tries an ambitious shot. Comes to Bakhtiar. He passes it into the middle, and there's Mersalim to tuck the ball into the net. And 3-1 is the scoreline. So, just coming to the hour mark, looking at the players, there's nobody really that needs changing. We have a throw in with Bakhtiar. Ball's played in behind. Myers in, but doesn't make the most of it. And we have a corner, which Firmino swings in. That is dealt with quite well by the defenders. And they try to turn it in to a counter-attack. I think the game was trying to tell me that somebody had a knock there. I think it was a Deitcher. But it seems like he can run that off, as it doesn't look to be too bad. Michael Douglas has dropped off a little bit. Gave the ball away there as well with a long pass. And it's pinballing around a little bit. Ball swung out to the wing, but it's cut out. And then that's just about kept in play as they're working it in from the sideline. Ulsan here looking for an opening. And they get a goal. So with 10 minutes to go, we have a 3-2 lead, which isn't ideal. I would have preferred us to have been carrying that 2-goal lead into the last couple of minutes of the game. Because again, we can only go through if we win the game. And the ball is cut out, and there's a ball over the top that has cut us open. And would you believe it, we've gone from being in control and going through to now being 3-3 and looking like getting eliminated. There's still 5 minutes in the game. Keiki with the ball out wide. Moanto with a crossing, and there is Rafli Mersalim to give us a 4-3 lead. What a roller coaster this game is. I think this episode will have to be named something like Crazy Football Continues, because as I was saying about all the goals we've been scoring at the start of the season, this is another game with 4 goals, and it's mad. We've conceded 3, scored 4, and all of a sudden it looks like we are going to be qualifying as there's 5 minutes added on. And there's the final whistle. We have taken our place in the knockout phases by beating Ulsan 4-3 somehow. Look at that. We took one away fan. One solitary away fan came and seen their team win on Korean soil and go through to the knockout phases of the Champions League. So we're going to push on forwards and see how we get on in the league game, see if we can't continue that good run of form. We have started with 5 wins, so let's see what happens in the next game. Okay, so the second game of the episode is against Burrito Putra. One quick note before we actually move on. It seems we didn't qualify from that Champions League group. Sillily, I'm working with the European Champions League thinking that 2 teams go through. It seems like actually only one does, which means Beijing went through and we didn't. But it's still not going to stop us from pushing on and qualifying through the league for next season, as it's the competition that we need to improve in. And we're going to do that by winning league games. So the next league game and the team we are going to put out is Francisco in goal, Adicha, Ardiancia, Michael Douglas and Bakhtiar, Moanto. Mubarak is going to come in the middle of the park for Keiki, who I think picked up a knock or had a virus or something. There was something that said not to play him. So he's going to miss out. We've got Matthias Firmino wide right. Wadi is going to still support Maya and Mersalim. Okay, up and running against Burrito Putra, and nothing happening in the early stages of this game. I was just reading that we are closing in on a record amount of wins at the start of the season. I think if we was to win today's game, that would be 6 in a row, and I think the record is 8. So hopefully we can continue getting the 3 points as they come our way, but we started the game a little bit sloppily here, and there's a highlight that showed us having to try and win the ball high up the pitch, but it's Burrito Putra who are coming forwards here. I don't know what has happened there. That is absolutely crazy. Who is that? That I'll need to have a look back at that, because whatever that defender just did, he did like a belly flop, didn't stop the shot, and then that is some of the worst defending I think I've ever seen. But still, we're back on the ball, attacking with Matthias Firmino. He tries the cross, it goes through to the goalkeeper, and all that nonsense talk about winning the amount of games in a row and all that suddenly comes crashing down, as we can't put together two passes, it seems, as Barito Putra have another shot that flashes past the post. We've been really poor in this first half. First half is up. We had 3 shots, none on target, and that is not like us at all. We have got Ardancia at the back, who is carrying an injury, so he's going to come off. And then we are going to try freshening things up with, who do we play in the middle? I'm going to bring Widdy Huda on in the middle to try and freshen things up there too. So with both of those changes made, back out for the second half, and Huda is instantly involved, sets up Maya, and that was an inspired substitution, it seems. Huda wins the ball, pinches it, plays it to Mersalim, who plays it through to Maya. He hits it first time into the far corner, and that's a brilliant finish to get us back on level terms. So then, let's hope we can push on here and turn the game around properly, as we are obviously the better team looking at our league standing, but it's Barito Putra who have another chance and score. They actually took their chance really well, but luckily for us he was offside, which means it doesn't count. And now we're back on the attack here with Huda. Pulls the ball back, can't find one of his teammates, which is a little bit disappointing because he's done all the hard work, couldn't find one of his teammates, and then it's a game where it looks like it's just going to be stalemate. But there is another attack here for Barito Putra. Ball up over the top, Maya's in behind. What's he going to do with it? Tries to cut it back, can't get the ball to a teammate, which is disappointing because Barito Putra are now on the attack and they have scored this time. And this time they have counter-attacked really well. Ball in, header into the far corner, and this streak of wins is going to come crashing down, as it stands, Arima are sitting top of the table. We are going to be a point behind, so another crazy game there for us where we didn't turn up really. Looking at the stats, actually, the second half we were a lot better, but just couldn't get the ball into the back of the net, whereas Barito Putra took their chances. We were lucky really not to be 3-1 down. So we're going to leave it there. It's a disappointing end to the episode with that loss, but I'm pretty sure that the team will bounce back, as we always do, in the next episode. So a big thank you for watching. For this one, it's a wrap. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe and like button. But for this one, thank you for watching.